What's the view in South Africa from your perspective, perhaps personally, on Starlink, but also what's the alternative at the moment? Surely one must, while Starlink's not there, what are we doing? What's South Africa's market doing to mitigate that or to absorb it when it comes? It seems like it could really impact the market.
Yeah, look, I think the technology is a force to be reckoned with. And I mean, Starlink falls within the ambit of what is called, LEO satellite, which in normal speak, it's a low Earth orbit satellite. So these are satellites that are sitting anything about 2,000 kilometers, from Earth, today, which offers, high capacity and lower latencies compared to what we had, before. I mean, if you look at, say, your DSTV today, it's sitting in an orbit called geostationary, that rotate at the same pace as the Earth. So that's sitting about 40,000 or 36,000 kilometers or so away from Earth. So, I mean, you can imagine, the latency, it's high and the capacities are not as much. So, the LEO placed in a space where, I mean, we're providing, connectivity to the home through some of, I mean, fixed wireless access, today, and fiber, what we call fiber to the home. So the only advantage, for the LEO over some of, these technologies, if you look at, say, fiber to the home, is that it's relatively quicker to deploy, and it covers a whole, large area of land, compared to how quickly you can get to, those surface areas, on the ground. And, the capacities that are being offered are also competitive to what is being offered, today. So I think, in mitigation, to that is obviously ensuring that we roll out, as much as possible, the fiber to the home, to try and cover some of, the areas where we're competing, on the LEO satellite, perspective with these players such as, Starlink, because that's where, they will play over and above, areas like, the D2C, there's a direct to cell component, which directly challenges what we have today on the mobile network, like, with the 2G, 3G, where we have a base station on the ground. So, I mean, the D2C will be a base station, if you may, up in space, compared to, to what we have today. So, yeah, the mitigating effect will really, being agile and in, getting to these areas, with fiber, where, Starlink is hoping to, to compete with us, on the ground.